together. Our support scripture today comes from Psalm 145, selected verses. I lift you high in praise, my God, O my King, and I'll bless your name into eternity. I'll bless you every day and keep it up from now to eternity. God is magnificent. He can never be praised enough. There are no boundaries to his greatness. Generation after generation stands in awe of your work. Each one tells stories of your mighty acts. Your beauty and splendor have everyone talking. I compose songs on your wonders. Everything God does is right. The trademark on all his works is love. God's there, listening for all who pray and mean it. He does what's best for those who fear him, hears them call out, and saves them. God sticks by all who love him, but it's all over for those who don't. My mouth is filled with God's praise. Let everything living bless God. Bless his holy name from now to eternity. I'd like to give thanks to everyone who has continued to support the ministries here at Hope United Methodist Church. It has been a unique and interesting and challenging time in the last 2 years to do ministry. We have learned a lot. We have had to make a lot of changes in the way we have done things, and your support has enabled us to make the changes necessary to be online as well as do in-person worship. Our invitation is for those of you who are members to continue to support your church so that we can continue to minister and make disciples of Jesus Christ and reach out to new people every week to show them the love of Jesus. For those of you who are worshiping with us online and God is leading you to do so, we invite you to give your gift, your tithe, and your offering online at our website. You can see it there, or you are invited to mail it to the church, or if you prefer to do it in person, you are welcome to bring it by the building and slide it under the office door. For those of you who have joined us in person, the offering plates are located at the back of our worship space. Thank you so much for your support. We're moving right along, folks. If you have been following along with the readings, you will know that Haggai is one of the readings for this past week. Hear these words. On the first day of the 6th month of the 2nd year in the reign of King Darius of Persia, God's message was delivered by the prophet Haggai to the governor of Judah, Zerubbabel, son of Shealtiel, and to the high priest Joshua, son of Jehozadak. A message from God of the angel armies. The people procrastinate. They say this isn't the right time to rebuild my temple, the temple of God. Shortly after that, God said more, and Haggai spoke it. How is it that it's the right time for you to live in your fine new homes while the home, God's temple, is in ruins? And then a little later, God of the angel army spoke out again. Take a good, hard look at your life. Think it over. You have spent a lot of money, but you haven't much to show for it. You keep filling your plates, but you never get filled up. You keep drinking and drinking and drinking, but you're always thirsty. You put on layer after layer of clothes, but you can't get warm. And the people who work for you, what are they getting out of it? Not much. A leaky, rusted out bucket. That's what. And that's why God of the angel armies said, take a good hard look at your life. Think it over. And then God said, here's what I want you to do. Climb into the hills and cut some timber, bring it down and rebuild the temple. Do it just for me. Honor me. You've had great ambitions for yourselves, but nothing has come of it. The little you have brought to my temple I've blown away. There was nothing to it. And why? This is a message from God of the angel armies, remember. Because while you've run around, caught up with taking care of your own houses, my home is in ruins. That's why. Because of your stinginess. And so I've given you a dry summer and a meager crop. I've matched your tight-fisted stinginess by decreeing a season of drought, drying up fields and hills, withering gardens and orchards, stunting vegetables and fruit. Nothing, not man or woman, not animal or crop, is going to thrive. Then the governor, Zerubbabel, son of Shealtiel, and the high priest, Joshua, son of Jehozadak, and all the people with them, listened, really listened, to the voice of their God when God sent the prophet Haggai to them. They paid attention to him. In listening to Haggai, they honored God. Then Haggai, God's messenger, preached God's message to the people. I am with you, God's word. This is how God got Zerubbabel, Joshua, and all the people moving. Got them working on the temple of God of the angel armies. This happened on the 24th day of the 6th month in the 2nd year of King Darius. Here ends the reading. Thanks be to God. Have you ever used these words? In a minute. When do we usually say, just a minute? You say that a lot, but why? Because you don't want to do your chores. You want to spend more time on your electronics. We usually say in a minute because we know it's something we have to do, but there's a lot of other things I'd rather do. Yeah. Do you ever do that with your homework? I'd rather not say. You just did. Do you ever say that about going to church?
No.
No? Sometimes people do. In our story today, God was telling the people that they needed to rebuild his temple. They had been given permission to do so, and they'd had time to do it, but you know what they decided to do instead?
Not do it.
You're right, they didn't do it, but what do you think they did instead? Did you listen carefully? They decided they wanted to build their own homes. They already built their homes. They were nice homes, but they wanted bigger homes. They wanted better homes, fancier homes. And they didn't want just a little bit of food. They wanted lots of food, and so they made bigger and bigger meals. And all the while, God kept saying, by the way, don't forget my house. Don't forget my house. And they kept saying, in a minute. I'll get to it. In a minute. Now, when you say that to your parents, how does that go?
That's not the same. It's not the same.
It's not the same?
And it's sometimes
Why isn't it?
because God is more important.
God is more important, but God is known as God, our Father. And if we're supposed to honor mom and dad the way we honor God, we honor God by showing respect for our moms and dads. And if God doesn't want to be told in a minute, we probably shouldn't tell mom and dad in a minute either. When we get ready to grow in our faith, we have to remember that when God calls us, God's going to keep calling us until we finally do what we've been told to do, just like our moms and dads. And if we learn how to listen to moms and dads when they tell us to do something, it'll be a whole lot easier to hear God's voice and go and do that too. No, instead of saying in a minute, we don't say in 10 hours, we'll say, I'm on my way. That's right. And we go and we get it done. Right? So when God calls us to help the people, when God calls us to love people, when God calls us to feed people, we need to go and do it right when God tells us. And we've got some wonderful people here in our church. When they hear God talk to them, they do their best to respond as quickly as possible. And so I invite you to take an opportunity and talk to Miss Lori or Miss Margaret or Miss Michelle or even your moms and dads about times that God has called them and they answered. And how wonderful it felt to be able to do it right away. Let's pray. God, we want what we want right away. We are impatient. But you sometimes call us away from what we want to do what you have called us to. And when we do, it's amazing what you accomplish. And all we have to say is, here I am, Lord. So help us work on those words